How's it going, guys? My name is Kyle. Today we're talking about our excellent 2019 Toyota Sequoia that we bought brand new about 5 years ago now, and I kind of wanted to give my impressions of it as a family SUV and hauler for our camper, which you can kind of see in the background. We just got back from the Red River Gorge area in eastern Kentucky, just to show you guys how we kind of have it set up as a camping rig and our impressions of it from that trip. This has got the 5.7 liter Toyota engine. This thing has been around since 2008 and was carried through to the 2021 model year in both the Sequoia and then Tundra, Land Cruiser, and some other models as well. But very tried and true, very proven engine. This example that we have here is 75,000 miles. We bought it new, so we've kept up on maintenance. We have not had any issues with it at all to this point. It's been great. We had a recall for, I think, the fuel pump, which it didn't fail. We just had it. It was part of a recall that Toyota had, and so we had that replaced under warranty, no issues. Everything else we've done, I tend to do all my own maintenance on this vehicle, so it's very DIY friendly. Oil changes are fairly straightforward. Change the transmission fluid, some of the differentials, stuff like that. This is a vehicle that you guys can buy and maintain yourself. And again, it's been great reliability wise. One of the biggest reasons we bought this, I am obviously a Toyota fanboy. As you can see, I've got the 4Runner sweatshirt on. We came from a 4Runner. We bought a 4Runner back in 2016, brand new. We had it for 2 or 3 years, and it just wasn't keeping up with our daily lives. We have a family of 4, 2 big dogs, have some towing needs, and it just wasn't big enough. So yeah, in 2019, we went out and bought this, and some of the biggest reasons we bought this: third row seat, which honestly we don't use that often, but when our kids have friends over or we're hauling around some extra family members or something, it's been a great asset to have. One other thing we loved, our kids were small. This particular model year Sequoia has got the sliding seats in the second row that allow us, if we have a car seat, for example, we don't have to fold and tumble it to get into the third row. So that was a huge factor as well. With the 4Runner, that was not the case. Love that 4Runner, great off-road. It served a great purpose while we had it. But one of the big things we did not like about it was comfort. This thing has got a leather interior, red rock interior is the color. We love that brown. That was one of the deciding factors for this particular model. Driving long 15, 16-hour stretches, this thing is supremely comfortable. Unlike the 4Runner, it just kind of beat you to death with the 4Runner a little bit. It just rode like a truck quite a bit more. And so we could really feel it when we got to destination. But driver fatigue and comfort on this thing is just 10 times better. Nice, wide, full-size SUV. It's just hard to compare to a mid-size truck. Let's talk about some of the modifications we've made. This is a soccer mom's vehicle. My wife drives it. We wanted to dress it up a little bit. It's got the stock size tires. These are actually off of a Toyota Tundra, 18-inch with BFG KO2 tires on them. Those have been excellent. We've had this thing in snow in Colorado, and this thing's just a tank. It does have, obviously, 4-wheel drive, but we've also changed out this front grille, which you can see. This is TRD grille. This was a direct replacement for this. I believe I did this all myself, but this was about a $400 upgrade, so to speak. We think it just really helps the look. This is a platinum trim of the Sequoia. So it had a lot of chrome here, which obviously it still does, but we think this accents it nicely. Another modification we made was for the rear suspension, are upgraded to Bilstein 5100 shocks on those, just on the rear. After several thousand miles of towing, they started to leak a little bit, so we kind of upgraded those to a little more heavy duty. This does have the airbag suspension on the back, self-leveling. So when we are towing, the airbags kick in. There's a compressor back there that kicks in, helps level it out. Certainly helps with ride quality, control for towing, of course, but also just when we're hauling stuff, if we've got extra people in the back or whatever. So that's been great. One other thing worth mentioning is the need to add a brake controller. The Sequoia does not come stock with one. Our Tundra does actually have one integrated and built in from factory, but the Sequoia does not. We ended up purchasing this option from Red Arc, which has proven to be a great, cheap, reliable solution for us. Down along the driver's side kick panel, there is a tow harness connection point that you can utilize, and this kit allows you just to literally plug in a harness and run your controller We ran ours right underneath the dash to the left of the steering wheel, and it plugs right in, no issue. Our trailer works great with it. Highly recommend it. In terms of towing, we've got a 3,000-pound camper here, as you can see in the background. It does great with that. I think the sweet spot on these things is between 3,000 and 5,000 pounds, somewhere like that. I think the towing capacity of this thing is upwards of 8,000 pounds. But look, this is not a dually truck. This is not, a big diesel or anything like that. It does great for what we're hauling with it. Long mountain passes, long grades, uphill grades, no problem. It does downshift in those scenarios, but 2,000 RPMs is kind of the cruising range, RPM range of this thing when it's kind of in flat land. Right, so let's talk about technology. This thing, as many auto enthusiasts will say, that this thing is kind of a dinosaur with technology. It is. It does not have Apple CarPlay. Again, this being a 2019, does not have Apple CarPlay. But hey, it takes phone calls. We can play our Bluetooth, music, a podcast, anything like that. This does have cruise control, the adaptable cruise control. This has got the upgraded LED headlights, so super bright at night, like that. Again, as far as the CarPlay, if you're big into technology, this is probably not the SUV for you. We do have the rear DVD player for the kids, which they use on occasion. If I'm being honest, oftentimes now they use their iPads a little bit more than they actually do that screen, but it's a nice feature to have. As far as camping is concerned, you'll see I've got this set up in the back with a ARB fridge freezer that we secure and power with our Jackery. That comes in great handy for these longer road trips, and when we're camping, we can access that while we're driving, or the kids can, I suppose, or it makes a great pit stop at rest areas and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's got plenty of space for our stuff, the kids' stuff. It does have a nice roof rack up top, which we don't utilize very often, but you obviously could throw a cargo box up there or whatever, which would be great for that too. Off-road credibility. This thing again is four-wheel drive. It's got an auto LSD in the rear end. The four-wheel drive has got the transfer case, allows you to run it on dry pavement in four-wheel drive. Can't think of what it's called at the moment, but you can run it as a true part-time four-wheel drive or a full-time four-wheel drive in the snow, in the mountains of Colorado when we've had it up there, or we've been in some sand environments, camping along beach fronts and stuff like that. This thing has plowed through no problem. Even towing the camper through a sandy beach area, this thing just digs in and gets it done. One of the big things that we love about it too, both good and bad, very solid built, and it's heavy. I think this thing weighs upwards of 6,000 pounds. So everybody will talk about this thing being terrible on gas, and it is. I think in city we're averaging probably 12 to 13 miles per gallon. On the highway, at best, we're probably getting 17, especially with these tires. They are stock size, again, like I mentioned, but they're heavier per tire. So that's drawn down the miles per gallon a little bit. But, when you're getting 16, 17, it's not that big of a deal. Now, when we're towing, again, 3,000-pound camper, we're talking maybe 9, 10 miles per gallon at best. If we have a headwind, it's even sometimes worse than that. So this is not an SUV for miles per gallon. Obviously, the newer Sequoia model years have the hybrid engines. I think they do a little bit better than this, but we bought this for reliability, and that's what we got, not for miles per gallon. So, all right, guys. So in closing, the 2008 to 2021 Toyota Sequoia, look, second generation. You can't go wrong with them, in my opinion. Great reliability, terrible miles per gallon, super comfortable, good hauling, got some good off-road capability as well. You kind of dress it up a little bit, kind of make it your own. There is some aftermarket support for these things. This is not the rock crawler. This is a family hauler, camping rig, towing boats, towing trailers, campers, etc. Great comfort out of this thing. And we hope to have this thing for 200,000, 300,000 miles. I don't think we'll have any major problems doing that. It loves its maintenance, so we'll keep up on that. But hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully it gives you something to kind of go off of when you're out there shopping in the market. If you have any questions, comment down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.